When the BMW i8 came out in 2013, I thought, excellent, that's it. That's the car. Plug-in hybrid, scissor doors, slick design, right? But BMW was like, nah, don't get too excited. These aren't scissor doors, by the way. They're butterfly doors. But why put this monster in a view once type situation? Bro, I mean, a car that won the North American Concept Vehicle of the Year in 2012, Best Production Preview Vehicle Award in 2013, World Green Car of the Year in 2015? It's kind of pointless going through the i8's 1,000-long list of awards, because it makes this view once question emotional. But if you peel off the layers, you start to realize that the i8 was indeed a force to be reckoned with. The i8 concept was exhibited at the 2011 International Motor Show in Germany, expected to do 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds, with a 50-50 weight distribution due to the placement of the motor and the engine over the axle. Still a concept at the time, but you could tell BMW was cooking something special. And this is where it gets interesting. Spoiler alert, the i8 concept was featured in the movie Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. If you remember, this generated early excitement before its official production debut. But BMW wasn't done. Not just yet. Nah. They raised the stakes even further with the i8 Concept Spider in 2012. This time around, a shorter wheelbase than the i8 Concept, a carbon fiber reinforced plastic life module, and drive modules made primarily from aluminum components. I mean, this is some premium stuff right there. The vehicle was unveiled at Auto China 2012 in Beijing, and that's where it won Concept Car of the Year. So now you start asking yourself, what exactly was BMW building here? But I have to say, BMW was on a mission. Impossible mission, maybe? Because in 2013, just before they released the production model, BMW unveiled the i8 Coupe prototype with an expected 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. The plug-in hybrid system of the BMW i8 comprised a 3-cylinder, 1.5-liter BMW twin-power turbo gasoline engine combined with BMW eDrive technology. Now, what makes zero sense to me is, why release a gazillion concepts only to unveil a view once i8? Why? The year is 2013. Location, Germany. Occasion, Frankfurt Motor Show. All eyes locked on the BMW i8 production line unveiling. Whew, finally. A car that moved from 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. And this time, it was real. Series production of customer vehicles began in April 2014. It was the first production car with laser headlights, reaching farther than LED lights. Now here's where it gets a little confusing. The BMW i8 had a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour, but that's electric only. In sport mode, the i8 delivered mid-range acceleration from 80 to 120 kilometers per hour in 2.6 seconds, and the electronically controlled top speed, 250 kilometers per hour. BMW wasn't acting like this was a view once car. They partnered with Louis Vuitton. Yeah, Louis Vuitton. Not another car brand, not a supplier, a luxury fashion house to design custom luggage, specifically for the BMW i8. Now hold on, you're telling me BMW went that far, custom materials, precision fit, matching the car's design language for a car that was just gonna disappear? That doesn't make sense, because partnerships like that aren't casual. They signal something: longevity, intent, a future. So now the question changes. Was the i8 really a view once car? Or did BMW plan something bigger that just never happened? Actually, BMW even considered equipping the i8 with a V10 engine. A whole V10, bro! I mean, at this point, the German giant was on business, no messing around. In 2014, they dropped the i8 Coupe, slick as hell. While people were still trying to get into the coupe feel, the production version of the BMW i8 Roadster was premiered in late 2017, and delivery of the first 18 exclusive first edition Roadster units took place in May 2018. At this point, right, People were certain that this i8 business had arrived. Boom! BMW stops production of all i8 models. Imagine, just like that, no more i8. The question is, why? Why discontinue the i8 when it clearly was a pioneer in the hybrid supercar segment? But I have to say, watching from a distance, maybe, just maybe, BMW should have continued with the i8 models. Even though it wasn't a commercial blockbuster, I think the i8 was a trendsetter, a car that demonstrated the real potential of electrified sports cars. The i8's worldwide sales since its inception totaled more than 20,000 units. This milestone made it the world's top-selling plug-in electric sports car. It exceeded the sales of all competitors in its segment combined. So what makes it a view once car? Because BMW only gave the i8 7 years, 2014 to 2020. That's definitely view once for a masterpiece like this. It would be an injustice to end this video without unpacking the i8 to understand why I think it was a pioneer in the hybrid supercar segment. Up in the nose of the car, you find the front-mounted BMW eDrive hybrid synchronous motor. Next is a relatively traditional twin-power turbo inline-3, a 1.5-liter 12-valve direct-injected engine related to the family of 3 cylinders also used in some Mini and BMW models. Oh yeah! And actually, what BMW forgot to engineer into the i8 was cargo space. Even in the coupe, fitting anything more than a true carry-on-sized piece of luggage was delusional. And that's where things get interesting. That's where the Louis Vuitton partnership comes in. To work around this unusual trunk layout, Louis Vuitton designed a custom luggage set specifically for the BMW i8 Coupe. The idea? High-profile buyers, a curated travel experience, luxury meeting innovation. Louis Vuitton even constructed the set out of carbon fiber for durability. The cost? A cool $20,000. Yeah, $20,000, bro. I know. Now, here's the twist. BMW never gave an official reason for discontinuing the i8, but when you look at it closely, you kind of start to understand why. Because the i8 had to balance 2 worlds, performance and eco-friendliness, and it didn't fully dominate either. It wasn't efficient enough to compete with the best hybrids, and it wasn't aggressive enough to challenge the top-tier performance cars in its price range. And that kinda explains why it became a view once type of car, a glimpse into the future that didn't stay long enough to fully arrive. Want to know more about the BMW M2? Check out the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't,